A very good afternoon, our viewers at home. My name is Wambui, and I bring you the news at 1. Now, thousands of Kenyans, mainly young people, demonstrated against the 2024 finance bill that the National Assembly was debating around the nation. Now, young Kenyans in Uasin Gishu County defied police resistance by turning out in force, bringing the town of North Rift to a complete halt until the police intervened. Here is the report.
Ini expression si hooliganism. Vijana tuko unemployed, vijana tumesota na bado mnadai kutu overtax. Reason kama government bana.
Mimi sijaipenda maandamano, lakini hii nayo by force by fire lazima ili atoke, hatutaki ujinga.
Serikali yetu ni liar, ni waongo sana. Wanaondoa tax na mkono moja, wanaleta zingine na mkono mwingine. Kwa hivyo wanasema wametoa tax ya bread, alafu wanaongeza kwa mafuta shilingi 9.
Kama vijana tumetokea na we are ready to take over.
Hii finance bill inaumiza vijana. Imetax kila kitu.
Mnatufinya hata amuoni, ahurumia hata ule mama mwenye alikupigia kura, hata vijana. Mnataka tuende wapi? Angalia tunapandishwa mpaka bei ya pads.
We are going to be the next parliamentarians and we are going to reject every impunity. And to our president, you must go home.
That I'm rejecting the bill. And any MP coming from my region, coming from strongholds, we will deal with you perpendicularly.
Vijana wamekasirika na wamesema we reject.
We are not interested with that financial bill. We do not want anything to do with it.
It's not just about sanitary towels. This morning, tumesikia Treasury wameambia MPs that they're going to cut the NGCDF. What are they trying to do to our education system? The health sector, that is also a problem.
When you're amending the bills, it's not just about amending. You should make the bill go down, all of it. You should make the bill go down, all of it.
And this is the generation in your system.
Now, many shops were forced to close as the third day of protest in Nairobi Central Business District began. In spite of this disturbance, a few business owners have observed that the protests are calm and have attributed any possible disturbances to police activity rather than demonstrators.
Kiangalia ya awali ni tofauti na kwa sasa. Kwa sasa hii kungekuwa kushajaa mawe, tungekuwa sasa tushafukuzwa, tungekuwa sasa tushakunywa tear gas.
For this time, wacha tu waandamane. Tuko tu sawa. Wacha tu waandamane. Watutetee sisi weje. Sasa kama saa hii tuko kwa biashara, ningepata chance ya kuandamana hata mimi ningeandamana tu. Asara wakati wa maandamano lazima. Hiyo ni kawaida. But asara hiyo siku moja, lakini inasaidia siku nyingine ni sawa.
Kwanza hiyo siku hakuna kazi tulifanya. Hiyo siku ya Tuesday hakuna kazi tulifanya. Unaweza pata wateja kama 10-15 hivi, lakini kwa hiyo siku hakuna mteja tuipata.
Itatu affect sana na hata uchumi pia itaenda chini. So ni ile rais aweze kusikia wananchi.
Now, police in the Maragua constituency of Murang'a County raided a residential home and seized counterfeit booze and manufacturing equipment valued at 3.5 million Kenyan shillings, 21 drums, each holding 250 liters of ethanol, totaling to 3.5 million Kenyan shillings, have been seized by the police along with the suspects.
The information that we had initially is that there are some 2 trailers that drove into this compound, although by that time we did not know the actual location, but we know that there are some 2 trailers that entered the sub-county carrying this stuff. Initially they had about 150 drums. The suspect bought this land about 1.5 years ago, and we believe that it was purposely bought so that it can be used to conceal these kind of activities. So once we received the intelligence yesterday, as the Sub-County Security Committee were able to converge and very quickly organize for an operation that ended with us, being able to confiscate the consignment that is just behind me. Unfortunately, the main suspect managed to escape, but we are on his trail.
Leo tumeshagaa kwa kisha ambacho kimetokea mahali hapa, kwa maana mimi sijawahi kuwa nikijua haya mambo yanaweza kuwa yakiwa hapa, na sisi tuko kama wakaaji wa hiki kijiji. Ripoti yenyewe imepeanwa na wazee wa kijiji na watu wa nyumba 10 pamoja na wakaaji wa hiki kijiji, na tumeshagaa sana kwa hiki kisha. Sina mengi kwa maana leo ni kushagaa, tumeshagaa kwa maana hii ni kitu inaweza kuharibu generation ama watoto wetu, na ikiwa kitu baya juu ni sumu. Ni kitu hata mimi naweza kuwa mmoja wa kukemea, ipate kuondolewa kwa hizi maeneo na area zingine zote hii kitu itaweza kupatikana.
In Nyahururu, Laikipia County, land grabbers illegally took possession of 12 parcels of land totaling to 2.5 acres and valued at 110 million Kenyan shillings, which the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission (EACC) has successfully reclaimed. The parcels were illegally given to private developers, according to EACC spokesperson Eric Gumbi, who announced the seizure on Thursday. The parcels were initially intended for the expansion of the Nyahururu bus park. The land was being developed into a commercial building, and the developers were in the process of evicting the Mitumba sellers. Here is the report.
Today, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has visited Nyahururu town. In particular, we are on this site that constitutes property that the Commission has recovered from grabbers. The EACC, in exercise of its mandate in the fight against corruption, has recovered public property in Nyahururu town, and that is property that is measuring about 2.5 acres, cumulatively valued at around 110 million Kenya shillings. The land that the Commission has recovered here, and that is the land that you see from the other end, all the way from the trees that you see behind us, is land that had been set aside by the government for the purposes of extension of the Nyahururu bus park that is adjacent here.
Tuko hapa kwa siku ya leo tukiwa na watu wa Ethics and Anti-Corruption, tukiwarudishia shukrani kubwa sana kwa kuturudishia hili shamba ambalo lilikuwa limenyakuliwa na land grabbers. Na venye tulianza kesi, tulishukua hii kesi na tukawapelekea, na venye tuliwapelekea tumeona hili shamba wamelirudisha na tumewarudishia shukrani sana. Ile kitu naweza ambia wa Kenya wowote pahali walipo ni kukosa uoga na kupata kuripoti mali yote ya umma ambayo imenyakuliwa na land grabbers, ili mali ya public ikae ikiwa ya public.
Now we are taking a short break. We will be right back with more news updates, so stay tuned.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Welcome back, dear viewer. Now, a police officer is recovering in a Nairobi hospital after losing both of his forearms during a protest against the financial bill on Tuesday. The officers attending physicians have indicated that he might need prosthetic arms in order to carry out his daily responsibilities. Dr. Alfred Mutua, Cabinet Secretary for Tourism, denounced the protest, saying civil society organizations were instigating youth and requesting funding. Mutua paid the hospital visit to the officer. Here is the report.
It's a sad day that this happened as we were keeping calmness in Nairobi. This one has changed my life a lot because there are so many things that I won't be able to do as I was doing. I also don't know what I'll tell my kids about this. I know they will be very much shocked.
He had lost his both hands, which, okay, the primary treatment has been given, but the kind of injury he had, like there's no surgery, there's no treatment which can heal him now.
Out of the protests that have happened over this issue, 2 police officers are in hospital. Not a single demonstrator was injured.
Now, amounts allocated by the government to resettle nearly 700,000 refugees and asylum seekers in integrated settlement facilities total $943 million or 121 billion shillings. Speaking during the celebration of World Refugee Day, Immigration Principal Secretary Hilary Bitok unveiled a 4-year strategy that will involve a number of stakeholders in order to guarantee that the social, media, and economic needs of refugees are met.
We've been engaging with the UNHCR and all stakeholders for the last 1 year to ensure that we have a robust plan to ensure that we implement the new policy and ensure that refugees have an opportunity to be self-reliant.
There should be some imperative balance when it comes to resource sharing, in terms of employment, and many other things.
Shirika plan, of course, is a very innovative plan to ensure that the refugees and host communities are able to live together in harmony, ensure that they enjoy all the services together, they are able to get all opportunities, whether it is education, whether it is housing.
This is an incredibly ambitious plan to transform the lives not just of refugees, but of the host communities in the parts of the country that they share.
Ours is really to watch the concerned, ministries through the Treasury and other partners to really work closely with the partners and also the World Bank to ensure that we safeguard, the rights of refugees.
And now, at the KCB Sports Club, Raqqa on Thursday, over 100 athletes from KCB Sports team received anti-doping training from Kenya's anti-doping organization. In an effort to support clean sports in the nation, athletes from rugby football, chess, volleyball, and the 2024 World Anti-Doping Agency were examined for forbidden substances. Now, here is the report.
On a mistake that he or she has done, but basically they are not really aware of what is happening. Of course, we can't give room for ignorance, but at least when we come and go through such kind of trainings, we are then aware not just of the substances that, we need to keep ourselves away from as players, but also just to be careful outside there.
The prohibited list, these are things they encounter daily in their lives, medications they are likely to treat themselves. So we are trying to empower them with this information so that they make informed decisions in addition to avoiding getting caught up in doping scandals.
We have come to the end of our news bulletins at 1. My name is Nancy Wambui, and remember, the purpose of life is a life purpose.